Well, I'm here in India, basically as a follow-up to the ISMR meeting last year in conjunction with Prime Minister Modi's visit to Singapore. This is India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable. This year we are having the third round of ISMR, and that's why I'm visiting India to follow up on the second ISMR that was held in Singapore. And yesterday I had the opportunity to visit Mumbai, to visit particularly our PSA port container terminal, as well as CapitaLand's data center. These are two Singapore investments in India, in Mumbai particularly, and these are significant investments. It create jobs for India. At the same time, it also creates business opportunities for Singapore investment and Singapore companies. So this is a reflection of the close economic partnership between Singapore and India. This morning, we held the third round of India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable, and we reviewed the progress that we have made since the last meeting in Singapore last year, and we discussed 6 areas of interest. And these 6 areas include sustainability, digitalization, skills development, health and medicine, advanced manufacturing, and connectivity. These are the 6 areas that we discussed between Singapore and India. I brought with me several ministers, and we met our counterparts this morning. We reviewed the progress that we made in these 6 areas, and to also explore opportunities for us to work closer together, particularly in these six areas. First, on sustainability, we discussed the possibility of a collaboration in green energy, in ammonia, in hydrogen, as well as possibility of a collaboration and learning from each other on nuclear energy. And these are the areas that we discussed in terms of sustainability. We also discussed the possibility of Singapore companies' interest in a sustainability-related industrial park. And this particular, for example, in the area of Rajasthan. And we indicated our interest, and I think we also discussed how we can take this project to the next step. We also discussed the possibility of completing our negotiation on the implementation agreement on Article 6 of the Paris Accord, and this will allow cross-border carbon credit trading. It is an area of interest to both Singapore and India, and we hope to be able to finish our negotiation as soon as possible, hopefully by COP30. On digitalization, we discussed areas that we can work together, including digital trade, digital payment system, and as you know, UPI PayNow collaboration has been ongoing for several years, and we have just expanded the coverage to an additional 13 banks in India. This will expand our coverage to more than 85% of the addressable market in India. We also look at how we can take this to the next step and to further enhance the payment system. We also look at the collaboration in terms of digitalization, how we can work together to facilitate cross-border trading. This is an area that is of interest to both parties, and we discussed whether we can set up a sandbox in order for us to pilot some of the ideas in facilitating cross-border digital data transfer. And we also discussed the collaboration between the 2 stock exchanges following the success of the Gift Connect project, and these will include areas like a dual listing as well as depository receipts. This is our discussion with regard to digitalization. With regard to skills development, this is an area of great interest from both India as well as Singapore. We discussed the setting up of a training center on MRO, maintenance, repair, and overhaul business, as well as a training center, particularly on semiconductors. Both these centers will be anchored by private sector industries so as to make sure that the skills training will be relevant and needed by the industries. We also discussed how Singapore can participate in the setting up of a National Center of Excellence on Skills Development. And this is an area that Singapore hopes to be able to contribute to India's upgrading of the skills level of India's workforce. It is an important area that will benefit both India as well as Singapore companies that are operating in India. On health and medicine, we discussed various areas of interest, including public health, including collaboration in nurse training, so that we are able to meet Singapore's nursing needs. So there are several areas that we discussed on how we can work together on health and medicine. On advanced manufacturing, we discussed also the possibility of setting up an semiconductor ecosystem, and because several of our Singapore companies are interested in investing in India to take advantage of India's fast, rapidly growing semiconductor industry. And in order for our Singapore companies to be able to do so, we'll have to ensure that the skills in India is able to meet the needs of these investors, and also to make sure that there is an entire semiconductor ecosystem to be able to support the investments of semiconductor industries. And this is an area that we have been working with India, and we conducted several workshops to share experiences and to share exchange ideas, as well as B2B engagement between the businesses. Finally, on connectivity, we discussed how we can strengthen the connectivity between Singapore and India and the rest of the world. We discussed on two particular areas, both in maritime connectivity as well as aviation. On maritime, we are discussing a memorandum of understanding on the green and digital shipping corridor. This will allow the maritime sector to move towards a more sustainable practices, as well as a more digitalized, more flexible, and more responsive solutions and routing. And on aviation, we register our interest to expand the capacity and the connectivity between India and Singapore. This is very important because I think this will bring more visitors to India and from India. This will benefit both countries. So we hope to be able to work with India to expand our capacity and connectivity on aviation. Overall, I think we have had a very good meeting with the Indian ministers and leaders. We also called on the President of India, and this to also congratulate, to extend our congratulations on their 79th Independence Day just in a couple of days' time. And also this is a year that we celebrate 60th anniversary of India-Singapore diplomatic relations. And therefore, it was a very useful call on the President to exchange views and how we can take the bilateral relationship to the next level. Overall, it has been a very useful visit. Beyond the meeting with government leaders, we also had the opportunity to meet the business leaders from both countries through the India-Singapore Business Roundtable. We welcome many of the ideas and proposals from the businesses that presented to us over lunch, and both government will study these proposals in detail and to see how we can further facilitate and support business collaboration and partnership between India and Singapore. And even as we confront the more challenging and more uncertain, more volatile landscape that we are seeing going forward, it is very important for countries who are like-minded to come together, to work together, to see how we can further deepen our collaboration and deepen our integration so that we can continue to explore opportunities for businesses and for our businesses and our people. I think we are optimistic that Singapore and India can work towards a stronger partnership going ahead. Thank you.